Right, let's see what we got. The timer started, so I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help people to attain their highest level of consciousness. Now, in this channel, to give is to receive, what I do here is that I use the power of words. So, in other words, I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness through the power of words. Now, when we're talking about the power of words, what are we talking about here? Right? Well, the one thing I know for sure that I'm not talking about, it's not a meaning of a word or the meaning of a few words. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. But what I do here, and that helps you to enhance your consciousness, is that I use the power of words, meaning how those words are being said, and for you to find the alignment in them. In other words, let me simplify this, right? When we're talking about, let's just say, a proverb, like an old saying or wise saying, quotes. Ultimately, those are what I call the power of words. Because what you get to see and witness and to live, if you go on IG now or YouTube, Facebook, you have people that would have some quotable quotes or some memorable, some inspiring quotes. What you're truly seeing, and when you get to see that, your reaction to it is the word acting out on you. This is how powerful this shit is. So to me, that's what makes it the power of the words. Not just the fucking intention, not just how people would say not to say nigga or to say nigga. No. It goes way beyond that. What we're talking about here, that's what you see in fact in poetry. That's what you see in, let's just say, rap music. I mean, it's not all the same. I mean, they vary, but ultimately, what you'll see in those quotes or those proverbs is that you'll see the similarity that they all have. What makes them valuable is how they're. It's in the how they're saying what they're saying. In fact, that's what makes it a work of art. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, let's just assume if you're a potter, right? So you're using clay. I mean, all of those wonderful vase, they came out of clay. You know what I'm saying? But it's how it's being presented. So when I'm talking about the power of words or how I help you to attain, your highest level of consciousness through the power of words, it's through the use of, let's just say, proverb, wise saying. And here's something else too, just to show you how powerful those statements are. They automatically demand your fucking attention too. It's like it's like even if you were just scrolling down and then there's a quote that just pops out like, "Hey, come in." You know what I'm saying? And that's literally what it does because it bypasses your subconscious mind. I mean your conscious mind. I meant to say, and it addresses your some. I mean because us, and of course referring to our ancestors, without going too deep into the whole, well, being a spiritual healer, I guess I'll give you a little bit of details. But when you see a lot, I mean, okay, the Egyptians book of the Dead, I Ching, um, what was the? There's another one too. I'm not sure if it's written by Confucius. I don't know, but anyway, making a long story short, there's a bunch of what you call esoteric books that are written in poetry. And don't get it fucked up. Like the poetry in it, I mean, the wisdom, it's all in it. And there's a reason why it is written in such a way because we understand, again, as I stated, the power of the words. It's not in the meaning of the word itself, but it's how the word is being said. And in addition to how the word is being said, it's so demanding of the words too. Like by captivating your fucking attention, and now pretty much opens you up to receive the wisdom that is locked into those fully loaded statements, as I like to call them. So call it a quote, call it proverb, old saying, wise saying. Ultimately, what we recognize in these things is, to me, they are the true power of words, because you get to witness it. You automatically become a Jehovah Witness. And this is, I mean, like, I know for me, the words, it does a certain thing to me. Oh, I love that shit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like my heart. It's like, whoo. It does. It does. Hey, listen, man. It touches me a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, saying all of that to pretty much let you know what the power. The when we talking about, or when I'm talking about the power of the words, that's what I'm referring to. Now, as a disclaimer, if this is your first time here, I always like to let you guys know, because a big part of being a spiritual healer, and in my other channel, oh, I guess let me plug that in real quick. There's another channel that I have that goes by the name, just by Lespri, which is my spiritual name, right? On that one, I really, I mean, I was gonna say I get to talk my shit, because I talk my shit everywhere, but it's a little bit different in terms of over here. I use those quotes to expand a little bit to help you to enhance or to attain that higher level of consciousness, whereas over there it's ultimately the same thing, because as a spiritual healer, I mean, my purpose is to help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. However, on that other channel, I get to talk my shit, smoke my hookah. Hey, check it out. It's just a whole world in itself. But over here, this is where I get to be all, I guess, you know, I get to be. I'm not sure if I would say more civilized, but I mean, more of a refined version of myself, where anyway. But tomatoes, tomatoes. But anyway, it's just another way for me to, let you know what we do over here and how we do it. And, I do recommend my other channel as well, because, I talked about so many different topics, and I go in different pockets, and to make certain points. So check it out, and listen, trust me. Listen, you got everything to gain. You got everything to gain. Now, with that being said, another disclaimer that well, not another, I don't think that was one, but as a disclaimer, a lot of those quotes, just so you guys know, um, I don't, are derived, or they stem from different sources. I use Christianity if it appeals to me, voodoo if it appeals to me, Hinduism if it appeals to me, Sufism if it. I think that one is actually from one of the Sufi fellas, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the truth. Hey, listen, man. Wisdom is wisdom, regardless of where it comes from. It doesn't make it a little less truth. Let's just say if my five-year-old son is saying the same, is telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I understand the truth is the truth, regardless of where it comes from. So that would be the actual first disclaimer. Now another one, I'm not sure if that's truly a disclaimer, but what I will say, because at first I was like, okay, I did talk about that before, but it's a little bit different. So I believe in my last recording, the title of that recording actually was "The Wound is the Place Where the Light Enters." So essentially, it's kind of like talking about, in essence, the same thing, but they again, it's how it's being said, right? Because over here, what you're gonna see here is that uh, what shit? What was the title of that one? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Shit, I'm too grown to be memorizing a lot of shit. It says we need to realize that our path through transformation is through mistakes. We're meant to make mistakes, recognize them, and move on to become unlimited. So let's just go with the first part. We need to realize our path through transformation is through mistakes. I mean, I'm not sure if you like me, but to me, this is speaking volumes. Anyway, just to go back to sort of like compare and because it's to me this is a little bit different, although essentially this is referring to, okay, mistake, wounds, two bad things that you turn into something beautiful. So in that sense it's very similar, but the way they approach it, it's just totally different, right? And for me, this one is fucking my mind up. Because what this is truly saying is, it's almost like our only way to transform is through mistakes. And if you understand that, or if you agree with that, you know what I'm saying? So now it's almost like you would have to ask yourself now, and this is where we're going to dive into that one, because this shit is deep. Because there are so many things that are being said here that are not being said. So if your transformation is happening through your fucking mistakes, is mistake even regarded, or is it even truly mistake? I mean, I definitely got to pause for a second because I want you to start seeing that, and that's why we also say too, another quote, another saying that in life you either win or you learn. So you actually do not lose at all. However, for you to start seeing things from that perspective, that's why this statement, in so many words, is also helping you to increase your inner vision. Meaning, it's helping you to see things a little bit beyond what they look like on the surface level. Because when we're talking about our mistakes, that's the surface. That's the surface level. And then you also understand we all make mistakes. That's why people are saying this is not it's not a perfect world. I get it. What they're saying is we're not flawless, but this is a perfect world, baby. Because when we're talking about perfection here, what we're talking about is harmony, where good and bad goes hand in hand. Even looking at this statement, it's also showing you the other side of mistake. So if mistake, there's growth in your mistake. Good and bad. Man, listen, man. There are so I mean, maybe I'm whew. It's getting hot in here. mm. Oh, we're gonna take our time on this one. Let's take our time on that one. So again, this is just to show you just a simple statement. And the fact is, if you and here's something else too, and that is an actual truth. This is not some motivational shit that I'm trying to tell you. This is not, let's just say, some inspiring shit I'm trying to tell you. This is just the fucking truth, man. If you know your essence, then you going to continue to make mistakes. And as you're making mistakes, guess what's happening to you? You're growing. So in the occult, we call this adopting a Godhead mentality. Now you start to see things from God perspective. Because in life, what we call when you ask God for strength, oh, trust and believe, He's gonna give you some problems for you to solve. Like, you need some strength? All right, let's give you some problems for you to solve. Because your strength, you only gain strength by overcoming certain things. And that's what I've been trying to tell people too, man. What you think the spiritual life is, I mean, what I've been listening to other people are talking about, it's almost like a promised land, like Candyland, nigga. No, it's not. No, it's not. However, as you start to understand that and adopting the Godhead mentality, yes, it is Candyland, but not Candyland at face value. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh my God, it's love, 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 love. Fuck out of here. Nah, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about love? Well, God's going to put some dumb motherfuckers to fuck you up or to be on your path for you to have compassion for. Now, that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is going back to the actual reality that we are living. We tend to adopt certain state of mind that is not it's not verified in life. And that's the disconnection, that this is the lack of harmony that we have. And ironically, you would think, and this is not something, I mean, that shit was said way before me. In fact, I'm just expanding on it. So I'm saying that to say a lot of us, you do know your mistake do make you better now. Don't you? Isn't that the reason why we practice? Do you see what I'm saying? You practice because, hey, man, you become better at it. And that goes for everybody, regardless of what field you in, regardless of what profession you in, regardless of whatever the fuck. But yet, our mentality, though, when it comes to mistake, is a mistake in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have what is called the Godhead mentality for you to understand your transformation is taking place through your fucking challenges, through your mistakes. And the quicker you actually realize that, the stronger you become, the more your inner vision, you building up. I mean, the stronger your inner vision is becoming. But what this is also showing you, now it's also showing you the polarity here, with mistake, the other side of mistake. And that's why a big part of what I do on that other channel too, I talk about polarity. I talk about that's why you should check it out. But I'm saying that to say, I mean, there's so much more to talk about too. But anyway, I mean, I'm not gonna make this. Damn, it's already 20 minutes. God damn it! You know what I'm saying? I was just getting warmed up, man. But anyway, going back to the conversation at hand, I mean, there are so many things that are being said in that statement. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? So the very first thing, right, is showing you the polarity or the other side of mistakes. And as you can see the other side of mistake, then you're not refuting that was not a mistake. That's not what we're saying. But at the same time, because we learned from it, you don't really look at it as a fucking mistake. Does that make sense? And when we're talking about transcendence, that's what transcending, let's just say, material is. When you transcend anything, is to find the true value within that thing. You got to go through it, not around it. It's going through it, and that's how you actually, contrary to popular belief, you want to descend, not ascend, or you can only ascend when you descend. Okay, I hope I'm not fucking your mind up. All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, your growth. I mean, just like if you ever heard or if you understand, the words got to be made flesh, meaning your transformation, your understanding, the knowledge that you have, it has to take place into your life. That's what I call materialize your spirituality. I mean, do you want to have knowledge and making dumb fucking decisions? I mean, I'm not saying you are going. I mean, you're going to be flawless. That's not the point here. The point is, you know what I'm saying. You want the knowledge that you have to become part of your life, and that's what having wisdom is. It's to act in accordance to what you know. You know what I'm saying? And as you do that, so that's what it means for the words to be made flesh. And going back to that transformation, for that transformation to actually take place, for you to grow, I mean, you gotta go. I mean, you have to embrace your mistakes. And when you start looking at things from that state of mind, that's what I call now you have adopted a Godhead mentality. Now, the way you start looking at the reality that is around you, you're looking at it from a different lens. That's why for me, I'm not denying if you want to talk about this world and then your only reality of this world is people dying in Africa and oh my God, the war that's taking place. I mean, that's actually taking place. Palestine, whatever the fuck. Beautiful. I understand. I sympathize with you. But if that's the only reality that you see, my friend, let me be the first one to tell you, man. Like, that's not it. It's not it. And you have not start seeing things from a God perspective. And just like if I was to go back to what I was talking about here, if you're asking God to be, I mean, for strength, courage. If you want to be courageous, well, you're gonna have to overcome some shit, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like what you calling courageous, right? Or the people who became very whatever the fuck. If you want to take a look at Mike Tyson, who was knocking motherfuckers out, but he tells you, hey man, before I get inside of the ring, he's always scared. Who would ever think? I mean, who would ever think of that? Not me. Not especially when after like 10 second or let's just say 20 seconds later after the bells rang. Who would ever thought? So I'm saying that to say our growth and transformation, it's not by refuting our fucking mistakes. It's not by not trying to make mistakes, but it's by embracing those actual mistakes. And that's what I see even in let's just say the relationship world. People has become closed off because they got hurt. And because you don't want to hurt anymore, then now you turn into a whole toxic person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I see crazy shit, man. The game that people are playing out there, it's like you're like nigga, like hello, good morning, you know what I'm saying? Bitch. You know what I'm saying? If I say hello, can you say hello too? You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? But it's so much like that dominating factor that everybody's looking for now. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, and I always say this, what you see is that the people who actually got hurt are being trained by other people to be hurtful instead of growing from the pain. And that's pretty much the difference between someone who prevailed spiritually or who's able to amass and grow or attain that highest level of consciousness. Because by adopting the Godhead mentality versus now what you call the undeveloped spiritual person. And that's where sufferance comes in. That's the foundation. That's the recipe for toxicity. And that's why now, if you're looking to, let's just say, fix your toxicity, or if you're looking, then if you go see a shrink, then you would start to address these things. You know what I'm saying? Whose dick you had to suck at 4 years old, whatever the drastic situation was. And this is not me being unsensitive to it, but this is just to get you to see, because this is what happened, and this is how you crippled. You got crippled. You became handicapped instead of getting the lesson out of it. Especially if you were that young, how the fuck would you know? And for you to hold that against you and your growth for the rest of your life, that's crazy. Yeah, that's what crazy is. Fucking crazy. Insanity. And that's why I always tell people too, man. The purpose of you becoming a spiritual person, it's really for you to be a sane person. It's to be a good human being. So that's why for me, I don't dissociate. I mean, again, when we're talking about spirituality, that's your regular life. I don't dissociate spirituality from your regular life. In fact, spirituality is your essence. So having that approach when it comes to mistake, it's already putting you in a winning season. You're like way ahead of a lot of people already. If you can understand that and adopt it in everything that you do. And again, going back to mistake in itself, it's like it gives it a whole different meaning when you start seeing it that way. It's almost like you're not saying it's not a mistake, but it's definitely not a mistake. But definitely not a mistake. Because you acknowledge it, but you also acknowledge it's almost like the mistake cancel itself out by you learning from it. So the suffering, the pain that it comes with some of the lessons that we all have to learn. Once you get the lesson, it lessen on the pain, and that's what the Buddhists are talking about when they talk about a world of sufferance. When you find yourself, you're no longer suffering, and I understand it. And the suffering comes out of your anxiety and all that shit. But now you're able to learn and let go. The whole detachment aspect, it's only saying here at this point, why should I be attached to my fucking mistakes? especially when I learn from it. So it's almost like you you are interacting, you relating with everything, but now having a Godhead mentality, you able to rise above it. And that's how you triumph, pretty much. That's what I mean. The whole man, there's so much that is being said here, guys. So much in this little fucking statement. So much. And again, this has to do with developing your inner vision. Because when you start to embrace your mistake from that perspective, I mean, I'm not trying to, I just don't want to be redundant here, but it's like, again, I mean, you do acknowledge it, but yet it's not fucking you up. It's not holding you up. It's not holding you down. In fact, your mistakes are there to serve you, sir. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, that's a king perspective. Now, when you start looking at things from that perspective, listen, man, that's when you turn water into wine. You know what I'm saying? You tell me how many loaf of bread that we have here, man. Everybody's gonna eat. Everybody's eating. How many we got? Five fish? Bring it. Nigga, we have enough fish for everybody. Oh man! But anyway, now getting to the second part of that whole statement, saying that we are meant to make mistakes. Again, this is being said that way so you could see the polarity in mistakes and your growth, good and bad. Anything that is good can also be bad, my friend, and anything that is bad can also be good. How are you looking at it? Anyway, um, shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, I mean, I'm still being worked out right now. You know what I'm saying? Because certain things, it's like, because that statement allows me to speak of the unspeakable. Because I'm processing it in a whole different aspect. Whereas, I mean, I heard what I heard, but yet it's there's so many other things that's also taking place in terms of, okay, so what do you call mistake then? But then when you start adopting that perspective, then you also is going to lead you to understand that you have to see things beyond what they look like. And this is why this is called the land of the lost, or the Mayan call it Maya, or not, the actual Indian call it Maya. And what that means is a world of illusion. But you could see beyond the fucking illusion when you understand that your growth is taking place through your mistakes. Now you could see beyond it. It's like, oh, that's not what I thought. But it gives me a deeper understanding of that ordinary reality that I'm looking at. And that ordinary reality that you're also looking at, it's almost like nothing and everything. It's almost like nothing and fucking everything all at the same time. And that's why you make this reality. You create that. Oh man, I gotta let you guys. I gotta leave you with that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, oh man. So then you have to question at that point if we're growing through our fucking mistakes. It's like, and I will be talking about that too. It's like the mystery of all mysteries. It's you. Because ultimately, once you understand those different aspects of yourself, I mean, who the fuck are you? If you're asking me, the golden child. I'm saying the last one. See, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they try to take your boy down, man. But I'm one of the last ones. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one, when things has to be done, that came out and gets shit done. Oh, they're gonna learn. Oh, they so gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who brings judgment, man. Anyway, I was just having a moment. It happens. It happens. It happens. But I'm wilding. But anyway, just to summarize, because I definitely don't want to make this too long than it should. But again, there's so many things we could expand from. But the bottom line is this, guys. Understanding, when you understand your mistakes, your growth comes from your mistakes. So at this point, listen, man, that alone should redefine your reality. If you understand that, that little part alone should redefine your reality. Or, as I like to call it, if you understand that, then it should help you to purify your environment. Now you can see through the veil, man. This shit's still working me out, man. It does certain things to me. And again, that has there's a direct connection, with you. And ironically, that's how you transcend even your body. You see, some of the popular, let's just say, and I'm just gonna say this, and I think we're gonna stop there. But anyway, the popular belief when it comes to, let's just say, transcend, let's just say, and I hear that a lot when people are talking about your body, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. It's always the toxic way that they're talking about. Let's just say, hey, if you're a man, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Your dick gets hard sometimes. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah. So they're using this to say your body is weak because your body produces those chemical, I guess, I don't know. I don't know anything weak about that. You know what I'm saying? If I saw a feminine with, let's just say, attractive enough, my dick get hard. My job is to fucking control myself. But anyway, I'm saying that to say the whole idea now, and I'm just using one example to show you, when people are saying, how your body's weak. So now for you to go find God, you got to suppress the body. That is not true, my friend. It sounds good. It sounds very good. But there's no reality in it. Anything you suppress, you never overcome. When you go see a shrink or whatever the fuck the situation is, you have to address it. It's got to be heads on. Your dick gets hard without you. Yeah, that's all right, but all right, cowboy. All All right, motherfucker, you alive? I got you. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna chill on that one though. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say, you know, but if you suppress, if you choose to suppress, I mean, in fact, listen, the foundation for toxicity is a lack of acknowledgement. It's separation between different aspects of yourself. You know, whereas if you accept your dick being hard and all that shit, you could, yeah, that's fine. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, just because your dick get hard, should you? No. I mean, is that an indication for you to rape somebody? Does that make sense? But in fact, the more you acknowledge it, the better control you have over your own dick. Trust me, I do. Trust me, I do. But I don't do it by suppressing. Like when I see my dick get hard without me, like, whoa, what's up, nigga? What's up? It's like, oh shit, okay, that's how you feeling. Oh, you'll tell that ass off, huh? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? But baby, you know what? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna save that one. Cause that one, man, there's a lot of pain that it comes with. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that pussy. Trust me, you don't want that pussy neither. But I got you. I'm gonna make sure you get the best pussy ever. Do you see what I'm saying? And I mean, even when you go see a shrink. So in practicality, you cannot overcome anything that you suppress. Not your childhood fucking wounds. No, nothing. Anything you suppressed, well, you'll be suppressed by it. Let me say that for you once again. Anything you suppressed about you, you'll be suppressed by it. You might as well open up to it. You know? And that's what you see too in fucking what you call the dating world nowadays. Check out YouTube if you think I'm lying. It's a bunch of painful people who's teaching other people how to inflict pain into other people. And that's the game. Well, that's what they call the game. So it's almost like it's loss after loss after loss after loss instead of acknowledging your fucking mistake and grow out of it. When you got your heart, when you got hurt in love, it doesn't mean you stop loving. No, you learn how to do it better. Maybe you were giving attention to someone who doesn't see life the way you see life, who doesn't share the same values as you do. So tell me, like, just like, you know, I was listening to this guy. It's like, okay, like this girl asked me, right? Because, you know, I was talking some shit and she's like, oh, okay, so I see you're smart, huh? I see you're smart, huh? I'm like, okay, bitch, what's up? Then her question was, I mean, I can't recall exactly what the conversation was, but I could tell where she was stuck at, right? When is the best time to give up the pussy? Hey, what? There's no best time. Who the fuck says that? I know this guy met his wife at the age of 15. They're married till this fucking day. There's no recipe, man. There's no fucking solution. There's no written manual. But the one thing I could tell you is for you to know who the fuck you are. And if you find that person that matches your values, nigga, a day, a month, it's not gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, do you see what I'm saying? Anything, even the question has nothing to do with you. What do you want? Do you see what I'm saying? But it's more like because you are so confused yourself. Don't even know your own fucking power. You don't even fucking know who the fuck you are. So now it's almost like, okay, now you're looking for the different bullshit or pussy control. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And depending on who you're talking to, I know for me, shit, you could have your pussy, nigga. I don't give a fuck about you or your pussy. There's no fucking way, Nick. How else would I be a spiritual healer? You'll be able to control me with your pussy. Think about this. Like, oh my God, your holy pussy. Fuck out of here, man. But anyway, whew, the toxicity out there. But anyway, the bottom line is this, man. Once you start to adapt that Godhead mentality, which is nothing, which is simply, which is everything, by the way, but what that simply means, it's you having a deeper understanding of your day to day experiences. Because ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Because when we telling you, hey man, you grow from your mistakes, this is not to motivate you. This is not to inspire you. This is out of fucking life experiences. And anybody, I mean, you become grown as a, I mean, you got to make some mistakes, man. I mean, you know anybody who you know what I'm saying? In fact, the people who have not grown are the ones who, after making a mistake, not even two or three mistakes, after they made a mistake, and that's why you become very weak, and that's what you're seeing. It's a bunch of weak motherfuckers. But as part of your evolution, listen, man, you're gonna have to grow some heart, baby. You're gonna have to. I don't know what the fuck you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what kind of other spirituality people are telling you out there. But the ones that I know in terms of the transformation that I have gone through myself. Listen, baby, you're gonna have to carry your cross, man, and make it look good, baby. While you at it, I sing, blah, Mali.